Hi, welcome to another episode of Finding My Niche. We're talking about the making of Why Wait, the movie written and directed by yours truly. I'm Karen Stefano, and with me today is fellow actor Derek Alberti. Now, Derek is known from the movie Gone for the Weekend, which was his first feature comedy film where he plays the boss, Larry. He's also part of the Central Jersey's theater from South Street Players, First Avenue Playhouse, and Center Players. He's also an alumnus of HB Studios in New York City. Hi, Derek. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. How are you?
Well, it's an honor to be here. I'm very thankful, and it's also great to see you again.
We're talking about the making of Why Wait, but before we get into that, during this quarantine in time, this pandemic, where have you been sheltering?
Well, like everybody else, I've been residing at home. I have a girlfriend, so I go to her house, and between her and I, we all quarantine. So it's between that back and forth.
Okay, so I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she was talking about the bubbles. Like, people have formed these quarantine bubbles, meaning you've got a group of friends and you see them on a regular basis. And that bubble could include up 10 people, I guess. Do you have such a quarantine bubble?
In the beginning, before everything shut down, we did have a bubble, and I got several, let's say, bubbles, When all this happens and everything shut down, a lot of the hanging out stopped. Everything got shut down, not just the jobs, but our relations, our people. Like, you're not shaking anybody's hand anymore. So most of the time it wasn't, it's because you love everybody around you and you want to protect them. And, I used to work at the airports, and you never know what I'm bringing home.
Right. Okay. So what you're saying is that when it got really serious, you guys decided, you know what, we're just going to stick with just you and your girlfriend. And if you had to go see family, you would.
Actually, even family, everything kind of just went to I guess one day you just kind of take a breath and you tend to just stay away from everyone.
Right. I mean, I can understand that because you're trying to keep not only yourself safe, but everybody else.
Correct. And then as time goes on, you start to gain conscious awareness that, you're okay. So then you start, and it's up to you. It's when your comfortability level reaches to a point that you feel you're able to hang out with people and you're able to keep your distance and respect one's self place,
Yeah, there's social distance. All right. So thank you for sharing that. So as I said before, we're talking about the making of Why Wait. Can you tell me how you became involved in this? And I can remember how you became involved, but can you share with us how you became involved with it?
Falls under being very fortunate, as a matter of fact. I was in a play at theater in Asbury Park. Too bad that place is shut down now, but there was a director, AJ, and he casted me in a play. And when it was over, we kept the relation, and hey, if you ever need anything, we're gonna keep in touch. So one day there was this lady, Karen, and I guess was tipped off that AJ Tully is an excellent actor, and in a sense, fortunately, AJ was actually extremely busy, and he kind of says, I have somebody that I can recommend, and AJ recommended you, Karen, to me. And that's actually how we met. We did the reading, we met and we talked, and then we did the reading, which happened to be one of the funnest readings I've ever had, because we had that place up in Montclair, I believe, and we had a good time. So turns out Karen calls me back a few weeks later and says, oh, by the way, that was the audition for Why Wait. And
that's right. Well, so here's how it's the same thing. So what happened was I was at a housewarming for a friend of mine, and I had just written this play for one of my classes because I was going for my master's. And so I was telling her I was looking for a male actor for this reading, and she mentioned your buddy, AJ. And I reached out to him, sent him a couple scenes from the play, and he said, oh, I love this. I can't do it though because I'm really busy. I've got my own film in a festival, but I can recommend another actor friend that I know. He's really good. I've worked with him before. And I reached out to you and I said, hey, can you just send me, I'm interested, and I got your name from AJ. I'm looking for an actor. Can you send me a self-tape audition, which is what you ended up doing, and I just loved your work and cast you for it.
Yes, it was. Oh my God. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, no, it was pretty amazing. And then after you did that reading, or we did that reading, time passed, and but during that time there was the first go round of the movie Why Wait, and the character that you play, someone else had that role. And so I think we did maybe 3 days of shooting in 2018, and then production just shut down for no other reason, but I just felt like it was God, and I was okay with that. In the interim, I kept thinking about you, Derek, and I was like, oh my gosh, it would be perfect if, and I didn't even have you audition for it, because I was like, no, I know what he can do. I've seen him do it. I don't need him to audition. And a couple of the other castmates were going, he didn't audition. I said, no, he didn't audition. He really didn't. You had already done what I could see. And I was like, and I remember just saying, hey, are you interested in this role? Without even saying, by the way, I think I even said your cast or something like that. I didn't say, were you interested, correct?
I believe so. Yeah, you were said, yeah, by the way, you're in it. Like, yep. And
that's right. That's correct. Yeah. I mean, that's so much of a well done job you did for the play that I was like, there's no way I can let this go. And so when we started up production again, it was just awesome. And a lot of people were just so impressed with your work. I mean, all the cast, from what they could see, just your work ethics, how you approached everything, and the acting. And so it was a pleasure for me to work with you. But the question I have is, because we worked together before, how was it working with me this time around?
Karen, every time that I work with you, it's the same experience. You kind of carry a smile with you. You're happy to be there, and that's what makes it. And then cast, the crew, everybody's friendly. You feel like, remember those bubbles we were talking about? You're in a bubble, and then that's how it kind of feels. And it's sad when the day is over, because it's like, well, when am I going to see as everybody again? Because you kind of do connect. Feel very like we've all known each other for a long time.
Right. Well, and it's sad because when we wrapped, it was so sad because we wrapped right before the pandemic hit. And so we didn't have a wrap party. We didn't have a cast party. We had nothing. And we're still waiting to have that wrap party. And like you said before, everybody's got to be comfortable being around each other, social distancing. And I figure if we could do it in a backyard, I'm fine with that. But I don't know about everybody else. But
I'm in for that.
Oh, awesome. That's good to know. I'm going to send it out there and say to the cast and crew, if you guys are up for, coming over and hanging out in my backyard, then we can do the wrap party. We'll be able to set something up. So you won't be able to see the movie because that's not going to happen until it's done. And just get back together, because this is the first time I'm seeing you since we wrapped. And that was on March 16th, I think it was, or the 14th, one of those days. It was a Saturday.
It was before the 17th.
Right.
Definitely. And that was like probably.
And that was the last time we saw each other. So, usually we don't take that long after you wrap to see all, cast and crew. We wrap and then there's a wrap party and then there's a premiere and all that other stuff. But, this is the time we're living in. And so we have to make do with what we have and do the best that we can. And I wanted to ask you, when we were talking on the phone, you mentioned that there's a quarantine movie, web series. What is it that you're doing?
So one of the latest films alongside that I'm trying to get together is one of these films. It's called COVID Chronicles, and basically it's about a guy and a girl, and they're in love, but the shutdown happened, so now they can't see each other, and one's from Manhattan and the other one's from Jersey, and they want to see each other, but they can't because they're shut down and they need to quarantine themselves, so they're having Zoom meetings. And in this particular film, I play Kyler, which is a spiritual advisor, kind of therapy towards the gentleman Ben, and trying to guide him in life and get him through this mess. And me, I have my own quirks that are going on, but I'm still trying to do my best. And it's also a comedy. And but again, with this COVID-19 thing, it's very difficult to have everybody and have the right aspects to make a filming happen. So this is so I'll keep everybody posted on that.
All right. Well, congratulations congratulations on that. So did you guys start shooting it yet? And I don't want to have you give too much away, or is this still in pre-production?
It's a non-union. It's kind of, we did start shooting what we can shoot, and it's still gonna take a little while to finish. It's we're gonna try to do. It's a 12-episode series, but a lot of it too, they could film it at home because it's a Zoom meeting. Yeah, so some of it's actually you don't need the other camera. You need the Zoom camera. So, but then there are body shots, distant shots that you need the camera for.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, congratulations and good luck with that. So there have been some funny stuff that's happened on set. Do you have any recollection of anything funny, quirky, weird happening on set?
Almost everything's quirky and funny. I as of this moment, I don't have a recollection, but I know we laughed a lot. I remember the one time in the shooting in Patterson, I'm trying to get coffee and talking to these people, Also, when we were shooting in the park, we didn't have anything scripted. So, as I'm talking, I remember I was making the girl laugh because she's like, okay, we'll talk about this. And then I just came out with something else. And she's like, what the heck are you talking about? You know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't know. It doesn't matter anyway. Let's just, and she starts smiling like, what are you saying to me? And then that was funny.
Well, isn't that the way improv is? And sometimes when you don't have seasoned actors, you're going to get the ones that look at you like you're crazy. And even seasoned actors, I mean, it depends on how in the moment they are. But I do remember that park scene was interesting because while we were shooting there, it's a park, it's a public park, so people were walking by, and I just remember people going, ooh, can we walk? And we're like, yeah, go ahead.
Everybody was very polite, right?
Yeah, because most of the time, and it depends on where you live and where production is going on, the residents some of them are okay with you interrupting their day, so to speak, and then others are just like, oh my gosh, yeah, we're sorry.
Stop. They want to take pictures and cheer you on and watch the production, and you're there to put on a show for them now.
All right, Derek, I thank you for coming out and doing this. I so appreciate it. And I'm so glad to see you. I haven't seen you in months, so thank you. And as soon as the rap party is set, definitely we'll call you, and hopefully we'll get the film going pretty soon. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in, and join me next time when my next guest will be cinematographer Christian Castillo. Thank you so much, and have a wonderfully blessed day.